Hi guys, my name is Dureti.
And my name is James.
And this is
the Authentic Adventist Home.
Woohoo! So today we are going to be discussing about not a very fun story, but also a good story to know. First and second trimester updates and how it's like dealing with HG. So stay tuned. So guys, let's get into this. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone who is watching this video, our subscribers who keep coming back, and those whom it's their first time watching this video. Hello, you're welcome to this channel.
Hi,
This is my wonderful husband James. We're married, we're not siblings. Just in case. And we have a baby on the way, which we are super excited. I'm excited to become a mom.
And I'm super excited to be a dad.
Yeah, so we're gonna share with you guys our first trimester, dealing with HG. And if you don't know what HG is, don't worry. I'm gonna explain everything. And then our second trimester, which is actually today, which I'll say today is what?
Today is 28th week, yeah?
27.
It's 28.
28?
Mm-hmm. I'll show
Really?
You. I'll show you.
See you guys, he's the one who keeps the updates.
If I'm wrong. Yeah, it's 28.
Woo! You see,
Because yesterday I told you it's 27 weeks and 6 days.
Yeah, we just finished 28 weeks, so we're in our third trimester officially. Well, you start the first trimester on 27 weeks, but now we are officially in the third trimester. Whew, can't wait to update you guys on that. But for now, we're gonna tell you guys about our first and our second. And I just want to say, you don't have to be a parent to watch this. You don't have to be like someone who is planning to have kids or whatever to watch this. You can watch this to know how to support someone who is going through what we went through, or how to be there for someone, support someone, you know, and even just information for someone, for some of you who are planning to have families in the future. As I said, even if you're not planning to have a family in the future, it's good information so that you know how to support someone who is going through this. But if you're planning to have a family in the future, it's great information for you. God forbid this happening to you, but just in case it does happen. And a disclaimer before we start. I'm not telling you guys this story. We're not telling you guys this story so that you start getting scared and getting overwhelmed and feeling like, whoo, I don't want to get pregnant or anything. Every story is different. Stories differ from person to person. But there are people who are going through what I went through right now. And I just want to give some encouragement. So I want my story to become a testimony so that it can encourage. I know there are people who have gone through worse than what I've gone through. And I thank God that mine stopped at a certain point. And you guys might be like, what is this she's all giving this intro on? You're gonna know in a little bit. But yeah, this is an encouragement. This is a testimony. This is a testament. And I hope it encourages you guys. So, first of all, what is HG? HG is Hyperemesis Gravidarum. Hey, you guys, the big word! Gravidarum. Hyperemesis Gravidarum. All this means basically is extreme morning sickness.
I think you should say super
extreme. Yes.
We've been saying extreme, but this one is super.
And you guys, by the way, may wonder, now what is he doing in the video? Don't worry, he's gonna share his perspective on the men side, because some of us, sometimes we just think like this thing, going through morning sickness, all of that is just the women, but man, also men have their side, okay? They go through their own things. And on this page, we support men being emotional, we support men being their
The
true
boy
selves.
child.
You know, like, please, let's not start acting like men should be this like supernatural whatever. You're human beings at the end of the day. Even God is emotional.
Even Jesus
you know,
wept
even
so
Jesus
many
wept.
times,
So
yeah.
stop acting like it's a whole. A strong man doesn't do that. No, that's a wrong concept. Actually, a strong man is the one that cries.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're not getting into tears, but yeah. So now let's get into this thing. Okay, so what are the symptoms and what is HG? HG, as he said, is extreme, super extreme morning sickness. Now, when you get pregnant, there is the normal morning sickness, like every woman. Well, not every woman. Most women go through morning sickness, which is some signs of it is like throwing up, ABCD, such types of things. But in my case, you guys, I had it rough, okay? The first time it came as like normal morning sickness. I was like, okay. Immediately I was a few weeks before even they found out. I was like, before I went to the hospital to do like the real finding out, because you can check on the strip and the whatever, and yes, it may turn out positive, but you're actually not really pregnant. There are scenarios like that. Before even I went to the hospital to really check that I'm really pregnant, this thing hit me, you guys, and I'm going to just tell you guys the signs and symptoms so that anyone dealing with it can know. There is extreme nauseousness, like extreme. Can you explain like what kind it is?
Yeah, it's very extreme that she could not stand anything.
Nothing.
Like smells,
Food.
drinking water, even swallowing her own saliva.
Imagine.
So just everything would just come
I
out.
could not drink water. I could not eat. I could not. Even James could not eat.
Yeah, it was.
You guys, we lost weight together.
man.
Okay, well, I lost more weight, but he also lost weight because even warming food, like at some point we were like, should he go in the shed? But even in the like I smelled everything.
Just had to go through a forced fast. But
And we'll talk about that fast.
voluntary.
Yeah, but like, let me tell you guys, James tried going to the basement to warm food. Like, and our house is big, if you know, but I could smell the food, like as though he was cooking food right next to my nose like this, you know?
At that point, I was wondering, what in the earth
Is
is
going on?
this?
Like,
Are we going crazy? Or
and you know the
because-
thing is, you guys, let me tell you, this is awareness for those of you who are single. Like, remember, we are first-time parents, first-time everything, newly married couple, and we're like, we have never heard of such a thing. I'm talking to my mom, even her, she was like, you know, it's
People are
just
saying it's small. It's
people are just
small
giving me like
portion.
this normal, right? Like this normal like, drink ginger tea, do this. You guys, I couldn't even drink water. What do you mean ginger tea?
Yeah.
I could not, like, you guys, my life was so bad. It makes you dread life. It, like, I don't know. To be
Yeah.
honest, I thought I was going
Those
to
days
die.
were so long. Yeah.
I thought I was going to die. So it got to a point where, so you have serious fatigue, you have nauseousness, throwing up, I don't know how many times. Even what you throw up acid. Guys, you throw up acid. It was so
It
bad.
was so bad, yeah.
Woo! I lost like about 7 to 10
Yeah,
kgs.
Almost 10 kgs.
Almost 10 kgs, which is about 20 pounds. Mine was even extreme. I lost so much weight. If you saw me during that time, you'd be like, you're going to die or what? Like, I lost so much weight. The hospital people were so shocked at the weight loss. This thing here suffered. The IV fluids I had to get, all of that.
Yeah.
Blood checks, because sometimes also doctors, like, they don't know. Some doctors, when you go to the emerge, because they are not specialists or whatever, they don't know. So thank God, a friend of mine, you know yourself, she's very good. She likes researching those weird things all the time. She's not married or anything, but she's always Bambi helping me. A sister. So she was like, okay, I'm gonna search, and then she found out this thing called HG. So when I went to the hospital, thank God, I after a few whatevers, I told them, please check for this. And they obviously diagnosed me on that. And you guys, it was so bad. I had to stay in bed for literally days.
Weeks.
No, weeks. Sorry. Why am I saying days? Weeks. I was bedridden for weeks. And because I was not eating, my iron really dropped. Like up to now, I have to fix my iron because I don't even know how I was surviving. To be honest, I thought I was going to lose the baby and lose my life. Because how can someone not eat for months and survive? Months. Like the thing that I would try to eat is like maybe a cracker. I tried dried food. I tried every food in this world you would think of. And I would pray. And I remember saying a prayer, God, be my blood, be my oxygen, be my everything, because I couldn't even like stand up and not feel dizzy. I couldn't do anything for myself. It was so bad. I know I've gone through an experience of getting sick before, but this was so bad, knowing that you're carrying another life in your womb and you're so vulnerable. You can't even do anything for yourself. It was honestly like testing. Like it was such a huge trial on me. And I'm going to speak on my side and he's going to speak on his side. But it was so bad, and no one could understand what I'm really going through, because everyone I seemed to talk to, which was a few people also, I barely even could talk on. Let me tell you, I couldn't even talk on the phone. I could just be like, yeah. And when I got the energies, when maybe I could talk to people, But yeah, like it was so bad. My faith was tested. My life was tested. Like everything about me was tested during that time. But let me tell you, God turned everything. I don't know, like he used that opportunity to draw me close to him. I started knowing what it means to depend on the word instead of food. And I could not also hold the Bible for myself and read, but James, this is what I say. If you haven't watched our first year our first year reflections video, probably the link will be up here. You should go watch it. Highly recommend. And that's why I always say he's the priest. He's the priest of our home, and he always draws me close to Christ. I remember we used to sit on like our long sofa, and I am lying down. On days that I have energies, when I can just be carried or move from the living room to from the bedroom to the dining, and then I would lie to the living room and then just lie on the sofa, and then he's seated on that side, and he would read to me Bible stories and all of that, and I would reflect upon that. I would listen to songs. That was it. Imagine, let me tell you guys, this thing is so bad that I could not even watch social media. Like I could not even be on the phone. So for those of you who were telling me during that time, from Jan, Feb, March, around that time, telling me, oh girl, where are you on social media, blah blah, you guys didn't know what I was going through, my dearest. I was fighting for my life during that time. So yeah, it was really trying. Like it was so bad. Like the fatigue I had, the smell, I couldn't stand any food, the dizziness, the weakness, weight loss, like pains all over my body, acid reflux, heartburn, all these things. Like you're so hungry. I used to be so hungry and I can't eat. I'm so hungry and I can't even and I'm so thirsty, I can't even drink a drop of water. Everything that goes in comes out. You guys, it was so bad. Anyway, I feel like I can't even talk about it as much as how bad it was.
Because right now,
I'm okay. I've never appreciated eating food nor drinking water. Let me even take a sip, because I've never appreciated this sip of water. Guys, but I thank God that you can eat, that you can drink, that you can. I've never appreciated those small things until that time. That thing was so something. For real, me, I thought I was gonna die, and then I was feeling so bad that anyway. James, you say your side, and then we're gonna give you hope. Don't worry, the story does not end here, guys. I know I've talked for like 14 minutes on the bad thing, 10 minutes, but say your side, and then after we're gonna give them hope.
Yeah, so when that thing started, I also did not understand what was happening.
Yeah.
Right? And I guess she tried to explain, but I was not getting it because, it just happened so fast.
Yeah.
So it was so frustrating because I didn't understand what was happening, and I'm seeing her in pain and I'm not able to help her, and it was just so overwhelming.
Yeah.
And because, she's very bubbly, usually very happy, very jovial, she's the one who usually lifts up my spirits. I was also getting into that road of, like being very sad.
Depressed.
Yeah, being very depressed. And I just prayed to God once, and I told him, God, you see what I have like on my plate, and I don't even really know what to do. And I just want to be a source of encouragement to her. And then so I was reading one of these books, an Ellen G. White book, that, one of the books, and it was talking about, actually I think it's Adventist Home. It was talking about how husbands should smile and be an encouragement to their wives, because sometimes they may be going through a lot, try and bring joy to the home. So God gave me an idea, like you can be just drawing something for her.
You guys,
and write Bible verses.
I'm going to literally take like a video of the photos of I'm gonna share the photos of both when we were in the hospital, and also when the pictures of what he used to draw for me, and the love letters.
Yeah, so that really
and
helped.
The flowers.
Yeah, that really helped. At least it would try and I thought it would not make an impact, but it did. And man, if you're going through certain things, don't give up. Like just keep praying. God always helps. And also, like there was also work, and it was also a time which was busy because I was also working on a project.
And they were finalizing
the project.
Oh my.
And I was
on our wedding, they started a project.
Yeah. And then I was asking God, honestly, my wife is my number one priority, right?
Yeah.
And the project that I'm working on is like I'm the only one who is doing that particular bit that no one else can be able to do. What do I do? And then God spoke to my heart and he said, you know what? You take care of your family. I'm going to take care of your stuff.
He indeed did.
Yeah, he indeed took care of things, because whenever she would get a bit of a small energy, God would just pour his spirit on me, and I'll be able to take care of a lot of things.
A lot.
And one interesting thing happened, and I told her that we were supposed to launch that project in January, and then I think it was the beginning of February, and then for I don't know what reason, they pushed it 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
And after that 3 weeks, that's when she got well.
Yeah.
And I was able to focus on it and get it done, but it was so tough.
The HG lasted like about 3 months.
It was really tough, because sometimes I'm asking myself, so like what do we do? What if something happens to her? Like there are all these battles in my mind. And of course, because we were both not eating, I remember one time I was telling her, babe, I need strength so that I can be able to help you. But then, like when you speak to someone and they're going through a lot and you say something like that, man, like she won't really take it well, right? So it was so hard. But one of the things that I really loved is that,
and for me, I felt like, so am I preventing you from eating?
Yeah, because
I always wanted him to eat.
Yeah.
But then the thing is, and it was winter outside. It's not like even it's like now the weather is good. You can go sit out and eat. And then he had to shovel the snow.
Because I have to make sure I shovel, because if we have not traveled, then we are not. If she needs to go to the hospital, how do we go? You know, and all sorts of things I was
Talk
having
about
thought
having
was.
trials.
But one thing that I really loved and I saw God doing was that we were forced to go into a fast.
Yeah.
And one time I think,
guys, he did eat from time to time.
yeah, but
don't
this
think
fast I'm talking about
yeah.
for a few days. It's not like a lot, but I really appreciate. We had baked some bread and we ate some sandwiches and
trust me,
for
sandwiches
some reason,
became his food.
Yeah, for some reason it's like my antennas to hear God or to be able to listen to him were very high. So I appreciate those moments.
Yeah.
And I remember even after that time that she was getting better, I was like, I want to continue eating these sandwiches.
Yeah.
Like whenever I read God's word, I hear him strongly and all that.
And the sandwiches he was eating, I was trying to eat and he was eating was like just avocado and bread.
Mm-hmm.
No, nothing, like no spice, no.
Yeah.
Just natural things, and that's what I could tolerate.
Yeah.
If not, he had to stop. Like, hey, it was. You guys, I don't know how I can best explain this thing, but it was really, really bad. But let me tell you, through even the worst of all these things, God was there through it all. As James said, it's like God made us fast during that time, and there's no time we've ever heard the voice of God like the way we did during that time.
And there are also so many things that happen, like someone coming and shoveling
let me tell you guys, there were times like, okay, so there was one day when we were seated on this side, and let me tell you guys, the snow pile that we had, I wish I took a photo.
And the following day we ended up going to the hospital.
Yeah, the snow pile we had was like so much. And I was just there, I was like, how are we even going to like be able to shovel all this snow? And then I was just like, God, if only you could send an angel to clean this snow. And I was just talking, right? Next thing we knew, when James was in a meeting, a guy came with his huge truck. He cleared all our whatever, cleaned the thing so well, and he left. And I was trying to say hi. Well, I didn't have that much energy to go out or whatever, but hi, just what. The guy didn't even send. He just left. And then again, he came back. Like, there were several times he did it. I was like, and he doesn't know us. We don't know him. Let me tell you, God is so powerful, guys. Like, we saw God's hand working throughout that time. And I'll insert photos of how I looked like as we talk of these things. I was so pale, I was so dry, dehydration, everything. Yeah. So from time to time we had to go to the hospital, get some fluids, and at least when I got fluids in my body, let me tell you, fluids are so important, you wouldn't be able to eat without them. At least that's when I would feel like, I can eat at least. And when I say I can eat, like one bite is eating for me. Yeah. There are times when I'll take 2 bites and I'm so grateful to God that I've eaten that day, like that was eating to me, So it was really, really tough, but God came through. He provided everything we need. He worked through him for the job. He was my primary caregiver. My parents were helping, but obviously they have job, they have work, and they are far away. So my mom was, trust me, we never cooked for 3 months in this house. Because first of all, the first kind of 1.5 months, you can't even bring cooked food in this house. You can't.
Yeah.
I will throw up. But then after that, things were starting to get better. That there were specific foods I could eat that were cooked. So then James would go, pick the food, come back. And it was our first time being apart, you guys. And him having to leave me here alone in the house. Hey, it was such a tough thing.
I remember.
It was such a tough thing. But he used to go bring the food. And then my mom would cook for us. We never cooked for another 1.5 months or something. So we really appreciate you, Mom, if you're watching this. We thank God for you and everyone who supported us during that time. My sister, my other sister, yourself, and my friends, everyone. We really, really appreciate. all those who prayed for us, all the phone calls and everything. There were a few people, but we thank you. But yeah, what would you say the greatest lesson, or not what the greatest lesson, and the thing that you would want to encourage someone who is going through it right now?
Yeah, so what I would say is that whenever you're going through such a time, we feel like time is not moving, that this is the end of me, that there is no light at the end of the tunnel. But just remember that God is watching, and God is able to strengthen you, and you're going to walk through it if you're going through it right now. The encouragement that I would give you is to hold on to God.
Sure.
God is so faithful, I'm telling you. He's very, very faithful. He will give you strength that you never thought you had. And we learned the importance of prayer and fasting, and just holding on to God.
Yeah, and despite the first days being so hard, there is a point where we got to where we were just filled with joy, and people were wondering, how are you guys joyful yet you don't even eat? Your life is miserable. Like, God made it possible.
And and also, like, one thing that I would want to add is that because our lives were slowed down so much, we realized that it's like God not forced us, like we were made to just spend time with Him. I remember I read a number of books. I went through a number of books. She went through a number of books, as like a lot of material, and we learned a lot. We were able to spend time with God, like very quality time with Him.
We had very quality time with God. We were filled spiritually, and if you're going through this, God is with you. He has not abandoned you, nor your baby. Like, God loves you, and trust me, He's walking with you every step of the way. And He has a purpose for you. Like it's a tough time, but there is a reason for everything. And now we're gonna go into the second trimester. I thank God that mine ended in the first trimester. Most people's it can go up to the second. Most people it can go up to the third, or even the fourth. So it depends. Every pregnancy is different, but mine, I told God, please, please, just let there be an end to this. So afterwards, I slowly started getting back to normal. I could not eat seasoned food for the longest time until recently. So, but now, honestly, let me tell you guys, I have nothing to complain about. God has given me energy. Yes, my iron is having issues. I take blackstrap molasses and everything and blah blah blah. So yes, all the natural remedies, but I still need more because I lost a lot during that first trimester. But God has been good. The baby has been growing well. We have been, like, there's nothing we can say about the name of the Lord that is bad. Even during that time, if you met us, we would praise the name of the Lord, because He is faithful all through, and He has been faithful. So, second trimester update. It's been amazing. Like, high energy, nesting mode. What else?
I enjoyed that she was able to get back to her wonderful cooking.
I know you missed me.
I missed the meals and and everything, just saying you like the way you are.
Second trimester it has been now we are done, we're in the third, so I need to update myself. Second trimester has been amazing. It was amazing, and we honestly really praise God. And so babe, what would you say has kept us going all through this pregnancy?
Just seeing how God has led us, and looking back, and seeing how He has walked with us. We started like in a tough moment, but then things got lighter. So just seeing the faithfulness of God, and just being able to hold on to each other and remind each other that, you know, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
We're going to be fine. You know, that has kept us moving.
True. Yeah. Prayer, singing, praises, like giving thanksgiving unto the Lord, even when times are tough, has kept us going. The last remarks is, you know, try to prevent the things that trigger you. Try to avoid those. Eat as much, like, if this is one thing I heard and I was like, what, when I first heard it, but it does work. Try to eat even though you're throwing up, because there will be some little food that's left in your tummy that will help you. So try to eat as much as possible. Rest as much as possible. Try to eat dry foods. That's what helped me. Dry foods, like no spices, no what, just things in their natural format. Eat fruits as much as possible. And then there are foods you should avoid. I think I'll probably try to find the link and put it in the description. If not, maybe DM me on Instagram. I'll try to see. But there are things like cabbage, beans, like that I had to avoid during that time. And I'm plant-based, by the way, so yes.
Even bananas.
Yeah, bananas, cabbage, beans, things in the cabbage family. Like, there were things I had to avoid during that time because they kind of play a role in triggering that. So yeah, just try to do your research and stay away from things that trigger you. Eat on time as you get better, especially now that your appetite is kind of getting whatever. Even right now I feel hungry and I have to go eat. If not, yeah. And rest plays a huge role. Whenever I don't rest well, up to today, yes, I'm okay, but if I don't rest well, I'm gonna throw up. Nauseousness will be there. So resting well, eating well, hydrating, those things. And I know you may be like, oh, like, why is she saying eating well, drinking water as though she forgot? No, drink as much as you can. Even if it comes out, trust me, I know that coming out is so bad, but it will help. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. But God is with you. God sees what you're going through, whether you and your husband. God sees what you're going through, and maybe your children. And God has not abandoned you. He loves you and He cares for you, and there will be a breakthrough. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Ah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Is there anything more?
Yeah, for the men, just be there for your wives, even though you may not understand, because sometimes it's hard to understand these things, but just know that God is faithful. He will stand with you, and you take care of your family. God looks down and smiles. He will take care of your stuff, trust me.
He will. Amen. So yeah, guys, we hope this video has been an encouragement to you. And for those of you who have heard, we hope you take lessons from it to prepare yourself. This, by the way, HG it happens to a very small percentage of women. So don't worry. It's not going to be your story in Jesus' name. But if it does become your story, at least you know what to expect and what to do. And yeah, DM me if you need to talk about this on Instagram at Dureti and James, and I'll be there for you as much as I can. God bless you, and we'll see you on the next video.
Bye.